Hi, welcome to Vegetables. Day 37. See, that's why I have the calendar. But today was an okay day. I got some couple loads of laundry done. I got some firewood moved and split. And I did the dishes. And I made breakfast, lunch, and dinner at home. Yay! Another day without any out to eat food. Of course, I didn't go anywhere because it was too cold. So that helps. I mean, of course, I order it in sometimes, but you know, if I'm not willing to go out in snowy, nasty weather, I'm not going to ask somebody else to deliver me food. So that was a good thing. Almost didn't get to make my video this evening because about 6:45, out of the blue, the power went out. I'm like, darn it! But apparently there was a known issue somewhere else, and in order to fix it, they had to turn our power off. So it was only out about half an hour. So another yay! So here I am, ready to make the video. Okay, so I just weighed myself. I was 243.1. And I didn't weigh myself this morning. I forgot. But I was happy with the 243.1 this evening. Considering, you know, I'd had McDonald's yesterday. Or was that the day before? Yeah, it was yesterday. I had McDonald's. So considering that, you know, I'm happy that I haven't appeared as of yet to have gained any water weight. As far as what I had to eat today for breakfast, I did have a banana. I had my cup of coffee, and we had the Jimmy Dean skillet again. And I made it with half egg beaters and half egg whites. So, you know, that part at least was fat free, so it did save some of the calories. But I did also have some toast with it. And then for lunch, I had canned chicken with chicken flavored rice. I've had it before, and I think I showed you a picture of it, but you know, basically the rice is just rice, broccoli, and carrots, and it does have seasonings and flavors that are chicken flavored. I don't know exactly what is on it, but I added some chicken to that and ate that, and I did put a little bit of sweet chili sauce on it. And then I didn't have any snacks today. And for dinner, I made this. Get you a little closer. And what it is, it's panko chicken paillard with Dijon apple slaw and smoky roasted potatoes. Well, I didn't eat the slaw. I did make it though. It's still in the refrigerator. But I did make the chicken, the potatoes, and with that I had broccoli and cheese, and I made some quick Jiffy drop biscuits, which they were okay. But I did have a snack. I forgot. I had my Blueberry Bliss. Yeah, remember I was saying blueberry? My Blueberry Bliss Luna bar. And that's it for food today. So I'm doing okay. You know, it could have been better. You know, I really didn't need the biscuits at dinner. I should have just not ate them. Should have just not made them. My husband asked, or Scott, excuse me, Scott asked for them. And so I just made them. And, you know, I should have just said no. And then for breakfast, I could have done without the toast. But I've always eaten toast with a Jimmy Dean skillet. So, I mean, it was 100% whole wheat. So, you know, better than white bread. You know, and I said I won't eat white bread, but I will eat biscuits, so that's white bread. But I don't know. When it comes to home or store-bought white loaves of white bread, I don't eat it. Okay, so as far as dinner, okay, like I said, or like I showed you, it was the Every Plate. It is the first dinner that I've made. And with the panko chicken paillard, it has, of course, chicken, smoked paprika, and panko breadcrumbs. And the coleslaw has a coleslaw mix, apple, a little bit of lemon juice and sour cream, and Dijon mustard. Oh, and the chicken also had egg on it. Flour. I just saw in here that there's flour on the list, and I have no idea. I must not have followed the directions. But then the potatoes were just potatoes, smoked paprika, salt, and pepper. Okay, so yeah, with the potatoes, you just dice them into 1/2-inch pieces, put them on a baking sheet, drizzle them with oil, paprika, salt, and pepper. And I don't think I put enough salt and pepper on them because they were actually kind of bland. They were okay. I mean, they weren't bad. And they did get nice and crispy, which I liked. But, you know, they were just kind of bland. And so then while that was roasting, I was supposed to take care of, or, you know, make the salad, the coleslaw. But I made that earlier in the day, and I just didn't feel like eating it. Didn't really care for it either. The instructions say to have core and thinly slice the apple. Excuse me while I trip over my tongue. You slice it into 1/2 moons, and then you quarter the lemon. So then you combine the sliced apple, coleslaw mix, sour cream, Dijon mustard, and a squeeze of lemon juice to taste. Season with salt, pepper, and a pinch of sugar. Well, what I have been doing for the longest time is when you have, or when I have, when a recipe calls for like spices, I'll put all the spices into a container and shake it before I add it to the food. If it's a dressing, I'll make the dressing first and then put it on the salad. You know, so like tuna salad, I like to put mayonnaise and mustard and pickle juice. So I will make that before I put it on the tuna. So having, you know, that being the normal way of me doing, making the food, with this I did mix the sour cream, Dijon mustard, lemon juice, salt and pepper, and sugar all together first. And I tasted that, and it just tasted like Dijon mustard. And I'm like, coleslaw with just Dijon mustard? No, I don't think so. So I added more sugar. That didn't help. Add a little more lemon juice. That didn't help. Which, of course, I was, you know, trying to be very light on the lemon juice because of the citric acid. But when that didn't really help the dressing, I went ahead and I added some Vegenaise. And then I mixed the salad up. I did taste a little bit of it, and it was okay. But I also know that when you put coleslaw in the refrigerator and let it sit for, at least a day, it gets a lot creamier, and, the juices from the coleslaw and other ingredients, just release, and then, you've got a little creamier dressing. So we'll see how that tastes tomorrow. I just didn't feel up. I didn't want to eat it today. For me, I like coleslaw more at lunch than I do for dinner. So we'll see how that is tomorrow. And then with the potatoes, I sprinkled it all on, and I just mixed it all up with my hands. And like I said, they were okay. They needed more seasoning. But then with the chicken, you pound it out, and then I missed this step. You're supposed to season it all over with salt and pepper, and then sprinkle with a tablespoon of flour, and then rub evenly to coat. I missed that step. So maybe if I would have done that, it would have had a little bit better flavor. But then of course, you take the egg and you coat it with egg first. And then you combine the panko breadcrumbs, paprika, salt, and pepper. And then after you dip the chicken into the egg, you then coat it with the breading. Well, I knew that paprika, salt, and pepper were not really going to do much for the chicken coating. So I did also add some parsley, dried parsley, garlic powder, and onion powder. And then these instructions tell you to fry it in a pan on top of the stove. Well, I don't eat fried chicken, and I didn't want to stand there and cook it. So I baked it in the oven along with the potatoes. And it took, let's see, the potatoes, it says, takes 20 to 25 minutes. It took more like 35 minutes for the potatoes and the chicken to get done. Of course, instead of 450 degrees, I cooked it at 400 because I knew 450 was too high for the chicken. So that's why it took longer. And then you were supposed to... Okay, so, then after cooking, you're supposed to transfer it to paper towel and then season with salt. Well, of course, since I didn't fry it, I didn't need to, salt the grease off of it. Okay, so that's the dinner. And what did I think of it? Well, I already told you what I thought of the potatoes. They were okay. They weren't bad. They just needed more salt. And, maybe instead of using the smoked paprika, maybe just some seasoned salt, which has paprika in it, but, maybe some seasoned salt would have been a little better. And maybe a little bit more pepper. But I try not to put too much pepper, because then I tend to either not put enough or put too much. So it probably could have used more pepper. As far as, like I said, the coleslaw, it's what I've tasted so far. It's okay. If I eat it tomorrow for lunch, I'll let you know tomorrow what I thought of it. As far as the chicken, the panko chicken palliard, it was actually kind of bland. It was just really, it wasn't bad. It didn't taste bad. But it was bland. It could have used, a lot more seasonings. I should, maybe instead of parsley, I probably should have put Italian seasoning. and maybe a little bit more salt, and maybe a little bit more pepper, or some seasoned salt. It's got, other, like the salt, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, that probably would have made it a lot better. As far as preparation, it was easy. I mean, the hardest part was slicing the apples. It took me a minute to try to figure out how to get them relatively evenly sliced. Because I said, core it, cut into wedges, core and cut into wedges. How did they put it? Yeah. Halve, core, and thinly slice into half moons. Well, it's impossible to make an apple into half moons and get them evenly sliced. So, I mean, it was okay. I got it done. So that was actually the hardest part, was slicing the apple. The rest of it was fine. As far as the flavor, it was, like I said, both of them were just kind of bland. So if I would have followed the directions like they said, it would have been even more bland, because I added to it. Was it worth the money? $1.99? Sure. That was a great price. $4.99, which is regular price? No. I mean, I have a recipe now, but I may not even use it again, so, no, I don't really think it was worth it. It wasn't. I guess the whole problem with it is that, this is something I could have gone to the it's just, everyday, excuse me, it's just everyday ingredients, and it's in just a everyday plain recipe. And I guess that's the concept of EveryPlate, is that they're normal, regular recipes that, maybe the everyday person, which is EveryPlate, makes sense. Is it something I'll do again? Probably not. I mean, I've got my 4 boxes lined up. I may or may not do it again. I don't know. I guess it'll depend on how some of the other recipes go. But, again, with this one, show it again, the panko chicken Paillard, Paillard. Not impressed. Well, that's the video for today. I'm glad that you came along, and I hope that you'll continue to watch every day. Still looking for subscribers. Really, really need some subscribers. So if you're watching and you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs down if you really don't like it. But again, be constructive. Don't be mean. Be nice, polite, and tell me what it is that you don't like. And hit that notification button, so that when I post a video every day, you'll get the notification, hey, it's time to watch Angie. I hope that you do have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.